If I speak to any CEO or leader or even manager, quite often I'll ask them, do you want really stressed employees who are off all the time and who possibly can't think that well creatively because they're really stressed about what's going on and they've got lots and lots of things to do all the time, so they can't cope with the amount of work that they've got on? Or do you want employees that know how to work well, know how to manage their workload, know how to develop themselves, have the coping skills, have support systems that they can access, and actually come to work because they feel well when they're at work and know they can access systems, people, processes, whatever it is to help and support them when they have challenging times, whether that's internally or externally. And I always get the latter answer. It's just the word happiness that people have a problem with, or humour. That's what they have a problem with. They don't have a problem with the outcome of it. They have a problem with the words. And so what I am talking about is this realistic happiness and just being human. And humour is an essential part of that. If we really look at the way people communicate, interact with each other in the workplace, and create an environment where humour and happiness happens naturally, and it's okay, because workplaces have become quite serious. And I'm not saying that people go around clowning all the time and having balloon-a-thons, but workplaces where it's okay to have a laugh, it's okay to use language that's not really formal, it's okay to make mistakes, it's okay to speak on a stage and just have a joke with the crowd. And when we do that, you will really start to see how that embeds in organisations and just becomes the natural process of how you do business. Managers are the key to this, as are leaders, and leaders caring about their managers. So care is a really important part of it. Having organisations that take a keen interest in the community that they sit in. Having organisations where they do create positive relationships by putting on events, by encouraging people to talk to one another, to collaborate, and giving people the cognitive skills, the creativity, the empowerment to think differently. Engagement isn't something that we do to people, or happiness isn't something that we do to people. People in an organisation have to also take responsibility for that as well. So you can't just say to someone, make me happy. You have to have that responsibility to want to learn and develop yourself as well. So everyone's got a responsibility to care, to develop, to think about how do they support each other. And that's when you will create a culture that really does live and breathe the values that we're talking about. What you need to look at is, and you need to look at it over a long period of time, of how do you create a culture that is conducive to people feeling good, to wanting to be there, to enjoying themselves, is what they're saying, is what we're saying, but not at the extent of that they never have a bad day or they never have a challenge, but they have skills to get through that. I spoke about the Port Sunlight and Lord Levy, and that's a brilliant example of where he really did invest in his people and in his communities. He created evenings where people could come and have drinks and laugh together and spend time together. He created a happy community. And you look at the Sunlight production and it just grew and grew and grew over the years. So it would have to be something long term. And when we start to talk about, can we measure it against ROI? Yes, we can, but do we want to start putting metrics around everything? Because it's emotions, it's people, it's human beings. Let's just look at creating organisations where humans come first. This idea that we want to get things done very, very quickly. You know, it's this culture of we want it now rather than waiting for something. We don't have, or we perceive that we don't have time to do something. Someone emails us and we have to respond straight away, rather than this idea that we don't. I also think the way we live as well, you know, we are challenged to live separate lives. whereas years ago we used to live in communities. The community is breaking up. So is that something that we need to think about as well, is bringing back the community and how workplaces can engage with that?